actually briefly talked about this before. Um, Regardless of how we might end up speaking on them after the after we go through everything, I still say salute to Logic. I will always say salute to Logic. One, because he looks like a Connor, but he still has every right to say the N word. So salute to him for that, and salute to him because he's made some what I would stand on and say some really great music throughout his career. I especially enjoyed the Young Sinatra um, era that he was on. And you gotta respect peace, love, and positivity that he spread or used to spread. But obviously, if you're just a genuine fan of relatively authentic, if not damn near backpack hip hop, this story might make you a bit somber. So Logic says he's dropping a Playboi Carti type music next because his current music doesn't pay the bills. And he's quoted with saying, "Next year I'm gonna f him up. I'm about to drop all this like, I'm about to drop all this like Playboi Carti trap, turn up shit, and get a bag and have fun." Let's actually just hear him say it. I don't know why they be quoting people when they're using all type of what's it called? Um,
Onyx.
Ebonics, exactly.
Yeah, Ultra 85. I put it out and it was fun and fans have been waiting for it for a really long time.
Yeah.
And I put my heart and soul into it.
Years.
Yeah, really, really long time. But what I've noticed is like I've been on a run of doing like super hip hop music.
Yeah.
And that shit doesn't pay the bills at all.
Really?
Fuck no. But that's,
Really?
it's because I made all my money before doing pop and turn up shit.
Right.
And then I've been blessed enough to be in a position to be able to make music from my heart. But next year I'm gonna fuck them up. I'm about to drop all this like Playboi Carti trap turn up shit. Get a bag and have fun. Yeah, Ultra 85.
So one, obviously, we can't just keep going without acknowledging that. When you hear him, he does sound like he's having a bit of humor to him. But I think if you kind of generally know the music industry and, to be honest, entertainment industry, the actual factual just craft to it probably doesn't generate. And maybe you can make a case that's no, actually in the '90s, actually you could just be like a good rapper and you could be a nobody and you could probably achieve a lot of success. But in this day and age, you actually just putting great lyrics to great beats. Yeah, foreseeably that's not going to cover all your bills. Um, for better for worse, we know that there's a whole other thing. You have to be entertaining. You have to generate a buzz. You have to be somebody that people want to gravitate towards, and all this and that. So I think we can understand what he's generally saying. Yeah, and that's what partially why we're talking about it because like you mentioned, he dropped a recent project, and it kind of sucks to hear a person talk about they put a lot of time, energy, effort into something, and that thing doesn't necessarily yield the results that they would have preferred it, given the amount of work that they put forth into it, so to speak. So yeah, it seems like his ultimate solution is you know, since my original craft doesn't really get the job done, I'm gonna switch it up on him. And I wonder, maybe we should listen to it after, but it's actually a little simple because just he actually dropped some a little sample just to let you know he wasn't capping. Let's hear what this we're all relatively familiar with how Logic raps. If you're not, I guess it was no promotion, but you can go check out his recent album Ultra 85. But let's listen to what his next venture may sound like. Pull up that next link, guys. It says Logic previews first Playboi Carti-esque snippet.
Eyes closed.
It's a fee. If you want it, can't get it for free. Oh yeah, such a mystery. All that shit you talking makes me. Yeah, it's a fee. It's a fee. It's a fee.
Opium. Eyes closed.
So yeah, for the audio only listeners, to be honest, I'm pretty sure we can come in here and confidently say if we didn't know who was actually performing that and we were just eyes closed listening to something, I don't know if anyone would be able to really tell that was Logic from the slice of the week new age artists. It does sound a little bit clearer than some of the artists. If he really wants to get into the bag, he gotta mumble it up a little. You gotta you gotta. I'm not advertising anybody drink liquor before they make music, but you gotta slur a little.
You
Like
gotta be
lean.
speaking hieroglyphics.
Yeah, exactly.
Art D's, that's what they call Playboy Cardi's.
Yeah, but I guess if you want to give salute to him, he's still kind of in his unique way because again, for our audio listeners, he literally did it while solving a Rubik's cubes. And if you didn't know, Logic is actually really good at Rubik's cubes. And I think puzzles like that in general, and he's at the point where he can solve those with his eyes closed. Maybe one day we'll have a topic about what's the science behind being able to solve Rubik's cubes with your eyes closed. Because I don't know, as someone I don't think who's ever solved one fully, just looking at the thing. How do you do it with your eyes closed?
I know how it would be done,
Built
but
different.
it's not easy.
Fair enough, but like I said, we'll say, and he does it in that clip was like 20 seconds or less, so that's also
Right.
the other amazing part. But anyway, it's not about Rubik's cubes tonight. All this kind of brings me to the the question and conversation that I'm kind of interested to have with y'all about in general. What's your thoughts on if your favorite because there are a lot of fans out there, if your favorite artist decided to make a different type of art, media, music, whatever you want to say, with the specific intended goal to generate money. Like it was definitely a departure from what they originally were known for. They are putting that aside to specifically put out a project or art that is with the sole or majority intent to make money. Do y'all think that y'all would find yourself supporting it because you generally support the artist, or do you think this strat is just all around not a good strat? We'll start with you, Ace, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, thinking about this from the perspective of my favorite artists, if I know they're putting out something just to get money, I mean, yeah, I'm almost certainly I'm not gonna be looking forward to the thing. I will check it out. I'm not gonna
Okay.
have high. Yeah, I'll check it out, but I'm not gonna have like high expectations or anything like that. And if it's not good, I'm not gonna. Again, I'm not gonna support it. I'm not gonna. I don't. I'm a streamer. I mean, I stream all my music now, but um, I might not even go to see the tour if that's what they're gonna be touring. Like, no, I have no. It's not a good thing from the perspective of the audience. Like, I don't think it should ever be considered a good thing for your favorite artist to decide to do something purely for the music.
So how do you say with the
I mean,
fact
for the money.
So how would you say with the fact that your favorite artist could potentially go out of business because the thing that you do love and appreciate from them isn't the thing that's generating them the level of income that they need?
I mean, I can still square that. It's just that I wouldn't be the one to support it, like because I don't like it. At the end of the day, if I don't like it, I can't get behind it just because they need the money.
Which is obvious. That's just like 1+1. Fair enough. So I don't know if you were a manager, what would you recommend then?
Ooh, that's an interesting question. I mean, as a manager, I'd probably recommend him to do it. To be honest.
Oh, okay, all right. At least not being fake and phony.
Yeah.
Dang. What artist you're managing an artist that's been in the game for a little while? What little young boy artist would you say they should go listen to this and copy their homework? Which one would you say?
Probably what's the little is it Lil?
Lil.
It's way too generic. Way
There's a who's the like super poppin' Lil from like probably Atlanta or something.
Dog, you're not narrowing that down at all.
You. That's the crazy part. You literally
It's
just
not
didn't narrow it down.
it's not Lil B, but I feel like the
Lil
name has
B.
a B
First
in
of all,
it.
Lil B
What?
is older than us. Second of all,
No,
Lil
it's not. That's what I'm saying. It's not Lil B, but I'm just
Lil
saying
Baby?
that. Yes, Lil Baby.
Jesus
Yes,
Christ.
yes.
Fair enough. I mean, Lil Baby is like, he did you get the success that he did. Um, fair enough. I can't remember Baby. It's literally just Baby.
Because the B.
I kind of see where this is going, but I have to ask, how about yourself, Ghost? If one of your favorite artists is going this route of diverting from what they do normally put out with the sole intent to make money, or would you be there to support it?
Well, the funny thing is that a lot of my former favorite artists have kind of gone
Bro.
this route. Not like this pipeline of like hip hop specifically, but the number one thing is that the music has got to be good. Like I can understand and come to terms with them switching it up genre wise because it's they want to make money. But at the end of the day, the music has got to be good. And that's what really matters. Like the Logic thing, I think we kind of briefly discussed this before the pod at some point, and I and my initial thoughts were like I wasn't with it, but hearing Logic's like kind of seeing the video and hearing what he had to say directly changed my viewpoint a little until I heard this and I was like, yeah, this is shit. It's
Jesus.
garbage. Um I mean, like again, I can reconcile the decision, but if it kind of comes down to for me like if you can switch it up and you can make good music that is more commercially accessible, then that's good and it sounds good, then I'm fine with it. But if not, like the skill issue, dog, and
Uh,
you're not good enough to
I mean, I think it's fair to say, and obviously this is probably a wildly subjective take. A lot of times, the music that is going to be more and more popular and can reach more people, maybe even a young crowd, it's probably not going to be your cup of tea per se.
I understand that when
It's
I say skill issue, I'm
it's that not quintessential. It's that generic meme of like when your favorite rapper makes a pop record.
I get that, but when I say skill issue, I mean if you make the transition into making different music and it's trash, then you're not good enough as an artist, in my opinion, to and it, like in my book to kind of maintain your status that I'm going to continue listening to you, which
Are
I'm
you just
sure they
talking?
don't give a fuck about.
Are you
But
just talking about quality? Or are you talking about it being able to
I'm
generate?
I'm mostly talking about quality. Like
Got you.
I've there's so many instances, and y'all know how I view music, listen to music, and I for those that aren't uh, initiated, like generally like a lot of the music I've listened to in the past and listen to now, it's like I really like music without vocals. And so many of the artists that I used to listen to that like mostly on SoundCloud, like the electronic scene, future beats, like mid 2010s, that was some of my favorite music, and almost all of them have transitioned into making like kind of more pop oriented or lo-fi oriented
Oh, so you can
or
fully relate.
singing on the records. You said I could what?
You can fully relate.
Oh yes, I can fully relate. And the rage and disgust I feel when I'll listen to a track that the artist put out in like 2016 and it's absolutely amazing, and then I'm listening to the stuff they're putting out now where they've switched it up. And the reason and they switch it up solely because of money, and I know that because it's like a complete departure from the original artistic vision. It's not like some gradual change. It's like a sharp turn, and it's so bad and it's awful that I hope I wish I them no success, and I get happy when I see that they like their new stuff has no streams, and when their
Jeez.
new stuff is popular, I get pissed because a lot of the times, like again, I don't care if you switch it up; it just has to be good. Like one specific artist, I could like.
Ruh-roh.
I'm gonna get into a whole thing, but I can name dozens and dozens. But one main one is Star Slinger. I don't know if y'all ever heard of him, but he used to make like beat music, a lot of Dilla inspired like electronic flips, and it was super good. And one day, I don't know who told him this, but he started singing on his records, and it's his voice is so bad. Every time I see his name, I get angry, and I just think, who told you you can sing, dog? And he did it
Jesus.
because again the commercial success and want to get popping, and it's it's so awful. It's egregiously bad. It makes me lose respect for him as an artist and his old music. And again, this wasn't trying to be a shot at him. That's like a small encapsulation of what I've experienced for many artists that have made that transition because the stuff they're putting out isn't as popular. And I guess like you can there's equivalencies in hip hop too, like similar logic, like transition from like more traditional boom bap type to like the modern rock sound. Like Lil Baby is, if you were to pick an artist, if I was manager and recommending an artist for mimic, sure, like Lil Baby, Lil Dirt, um, that would be kind of the formula to follow Yeet, but I really dislike the direction that new hip. I was just like thinking about this the other day. I just don't like the direction it's taken, and any artist that I see kind of mimicking that new sound, I understand it, but I do not like it at all.
Jeez. Well, I mean, your answer is none too a surprise to me. I do like the way you broke it down. You always remember you always gotta speak as if you're talking to new audiences. So I like that. But yeah, no, nothing what you're saying is too surprising, and I especially when it comes to you, I think once you like something and once an artist put out certain quality of music, once they do switch it up, that's probably not gonna be looked at too favorably. Um, you already mentioned artists who you would recommend if they do try to mimic. Would you have any other advice for an artist that's they're starting to not really bring home the bacon and they're looking for some options as a
Man,
dance and making money?
like I name those artists, but I don't even know. Like, if I was a manager and I had to, like, God forbid, like, let's say Smino fell off or something, or he
Jesus.
started getting a lot less spins, and I had to say, go mimic another artist. I would quit before I told Smino to
Yeah.
mimic. Like, I would just straight up say, like, you're gonna have to find someone else. But if I had to think of any other advice, I'd kind of lean more into like instead of changing up the music necessarily, kind of change up the promotional approach. Because
Mhm.
like there's definitely a bigger market for certain genres, certain sounds than others. But in this era of like shorts and virality, things can that you would not expect to gain popularity can very much gain popularity and kind of skyrocket an artist into relevancy and even a genre or a sound into relevancy. And if they could somehow get on that wave instead of changing up their sound, that's kind of um what I would advise them to do. Like look into like content creators that will do like these edits of anime or whatever, and they'll chop up a song or they'll splice a song in. People like, oh, this edit's dope. What's the song playing in the background? That's how I found a good amount of music. And who knows, you could like Smino for
TikTok is big now.
I brought up Smino, but yeah, like a lot of sounds on TikTok, like edit, slow pitched. Smino has a lot of big songs that I would not have expected to pop off on TikTok. Like Colors was a big
Hmm.
one they did with Monty Booker, and it just so happened that people vibe with maybe not the whole sound, but that edit or the little snippet. So I would kind of advise them to lean in that direction before just fully pivoting and doing something else. Because, like I said, I would rather quit being their manager than tell them something else. Unfortunately.
Yeah, for better or for worse, to what you were saying, the promotion or way to grab people's attention is definitely a lot different in this modern age. You damn near do have to be a content creator outside of music, or also just stay in circles or stay in certain spotlights that will leave people inclined to check out your music. A lot of the times I feel that's like more a negative thing. Like two things come to my mind as you were speaking. Well, first, we're not. First of all, we're no hip hop podcast. Don't listen to us. But one, I feel for Smino, he can rely on the fact that I'm just being objective here. People, specifically women, definitely find him attractive, and he got that sauce that Ferg was talking about. So he'll never be totally out of luck because yeah, he has a surprisingly large female fan base. And I say that again objectively. And he also sells like interesting merch related things. Like he has
Don't talk about Smino merch, bro. I got burned once.
I'm
not
just talking.
Not to slander, bro.
I'm just talking about. He has it. He can have it. What
He has it. We ain't ever gonna get it, but he has it.
I can't speak to the quality or if you get it on time, but he has it. So and people definitely want to be in the business of having stuff like that. The other thing that comes to my mind is like then you have examples like, and again I'm just speaking relatively directly. I don't like to, I don't talk about people, but I feel like another example on the end of the spectrum is like a Kodak Black, where like if you see all the shenanigans that are going on with the Kai Cenat stream, where they're on literal live stream popping perks and looking like they're a literal addict, like that's about to fall off a cliff. But then, a couple days later, he puts out a music video, and everybody's gravitating toward it because everyone wants to see if his music is reflective of what's going on or if it's like up to par, whatever the case may be. So it's definitely, I just say that to say like the way that people are promoting music or just generating interest in your music, it's definitely can't just be the straight up music per se. But interestingly enough, this is more applicable to somebody that's of the complexion of Logic. So this is for Logic specifically, but if again for more so someone that had the complexion of Logic, you know what I would recommend? F the Playboi Carti stuff. You know what's popping? You need to go the what's the brother's name? What's his name? I think it was the song more quicker than the White Allen Iverson. The brother that was on that record with 21 Savage, but now he makes country music.
Post Malone?
Yes, there you go.
Oh, really?
Country
Post Malone.
Man. Another good example, who's also that complexion? Salute to MGK. MGK used to rap just like Eminem.
He's doing country too?
No, he's making rock. He's making punk rock.
Oh yeah. That's actually been there's a lot of hip hop artists that went that route, which I found interesting. Like
F all that
Uzi's
trying to
done a little what's his name?
Logic can't do rock though.
Well, I'm not saying do rock. I don't know. I just looked it up. He's from Maryland, so I don't know if he has that accent for country either. But I'm not saying like what to go to specifically. Although again, if you have that complexion, you might want to go to a genre that's predominantly consumed by another race or nationality. But what I'm saying is, F all that trying to sound like the new person in hip hop. If you really want to, go for a different route, I'm recommending we just try a different genre altogether. You go to mix. He's like we know. Logic is half black. He makes some Afro beats. Hey man, do something.
Oh my lord!
like don't try to mimic somebody else in hip hop because they're just gonna say, "Yo, you're just doing this to get a bag," and they're gonna dub that as well. Do it as a different genre altogether. Just look for a completely different fan base.
I mean, if we're being fair, it's gonna be a lot harder to break into an entirely new genre. That
Post Malone did it.
Post Malone, I think he started off like either pop or country, and then went to hip hop, and then went back to
I don't believe it.
country.
I think he was.
I don't know Post Malone well enough. But
I think he was.
yeah,
I think he was making SoundCloud level raps. It blew up, and then he saw that country. I think he always was more country esque, and this is not again not a hip hop podcast. I think he was more inclined to be on like white frat related parties sooner than what a hip hop party would look like. But I think he was always in the culture. But then he realized, oh, I can also make the music that goes along with the culture. But anyway, like I said, one of his first records that blew up was White Allen Iverson. Now he's making records called like F1 Superstar. But regardless, salute to Logic.
Man, how did we not bring up Beyonce here?
That's I actually did mean you. Thank you for reminding me. Also do like Beyonce.
Yeah, I mean, when she did actually, Beyonce's obviously kind of built different, but she literally had like one of the biggest albums of the year as just straight country that people liked for some reason. Well, I don't want to say that people liked. So yeah, there's precedent, but you just
Oh, he's trying to do like Kendrick.
Yeah, let's not even talk about Kendrick.
Goodness. If Kendrick comes out with a country album, dog, I'm taking him out of my top whatever list. Like J. Cole, move on now. Kendrick, you're out of here.
Anyway, salute to Logic. He has used to stream a little bit on Twitch. Obviously, it's crazy. A lot of rappers don't actually. I was thinking about that earlier too. I was thinking about like what's the most like popular like rappers / streamers, and I'm not talking about the streamers that just kind of rap a little. I'm talking about actual artists. T-Pain does really well. T Grizzly does really well. Homeboy from Flatbed Zombies, Eric the Architect, he does relatively well. There are a couple.
I don't know you'd be streaming.
There are a couple that they could probably make a career for streaming. But anyway, salute to Logic. Salute to all artists that are just trying to figure out how to make their passions sustain their their living expenses. We're talking about finances all throughout the podcast, so we gotta rope that back in. But if there's nothing else, we can move on to the next. And I believe that's it, actually.